What if I told you that right now, as you watch this video, a bubble could be expanding toward us at the speed of light? A bubble that doesn't destroy matter. It rewrites the laws of physics themselves. And the worst part? You would never see it coming, not for a single second. Welcome to the most terrifying idea in cosmology. And scientists just simulated it in a lab.
Okay, let's break this down without the PhD. You know how ice melts? How water boils? Those are phase transitions, when something shifts from one stable state to another. Physics tells us that empty space itself might be capable of the same thing. Here's the thing. What we call empty space isn't empty. It's actually filled with quantum fields, the invisible scaffolding of reality. The most important one for us is the Higgs field. This field is why particles have mass. Without it, atoms wouldn't exist. You wouldn't exist. But in 2013, when CERN discovered the Higgs boson, physicists made a chilling calculation. The Higgs field isn't sitting at its lowest possible energy. It's like a ball resting in a crater halfway down a mountain. Stable? Yes, but not truly stable. Scientists call this a false vacuum, a state that looks permanent but isn't the ground state of reality. And if our universe is in a false vacuum, it could decay.
So, how does the universe decay? Through something called bubble nucleation. Because of quantum mechanics, particles can do impossible things. They can tunnel through energy barriers they shouldn't be able to cross. It's called quantum tunneling. If the Higgs field tunnels to a lower energy state somewhere in the cosmos, it creates a tiny bubble of true vacuum, a region where physics works differently. Maybe particles have different masses. Maybe atoms can't form. Maybe chemistry itself breaks down. If that bubble is big enough, above a critical size, it doesn't collapse. It expands at the speed of light. Think about that. Speed of light. No warning, no defense, no observation. The bubble wall would hit Earth, and in that instant, every atomic structure, every biological process, every thought you've ever had would be rewritten by new physical laws. It wouldn't hurt. You wouldn't even know it happened. The universe would just switch modes. Like changing the operating system on a computer, except the computer is everything that ever existed.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. For 50 years, this was pure theory. We couldn't test it. The energy scales were too extreme. But that changed this month. In April 2026, physicists at Tsinghua University successfully simulated false vacuum decay in a tabletop experiment. They used a ring of Rydberg atoms, atoms pumped with so much energy they swelled to the size of bacteria, and used lasers to create two energy states, a false vacuum and a true vacuum. They watched as the system quantum tunneled between states. They observed the formation of bubbles. And they confirmed the theoretical predictions about how fast this decay happens. Another team used a 5564-qubit quantum annealer, one of the most powerful quantum computers on Earth, to simulate multiple vacuum bubbles interacting with each other. This isn't science fiction anymore. We've recreated the mechanics of universal destruction in a lab.
Okay, take a breath. Here's why you shouldn't sell your house and move to Mars. First, the probability. In 2017, Harvard physicist Matthew Schwartz calculated the odds of vacuum decay reaching us by now. Ready? 1 in 10 to the power of 606. To put that in perspective, imagine every star in the observable universe had its own universe full of stars. Now imagine doing that 6 more times. Now pick one random atom from that final collection. You're more likely to guess that specific atom correctly than to experience vacuum decay. A 2024 update with more precise measurements made it even less likely, around 1 in 10 to the power of 868. Second, if it started anywhere in the observable universe, it would hit us at light speed. We wouldn't see it coming. But here's the thing, we're still here. That means no bubble has formed in our entire light cone. The universe is at least 13.8 billion years old, and it hasn't happened yet. Third, some theories suggest black holes could speed up nucleation, but only primordial black holes, tiny ones from the Big Bang, and we've found zero evidence they exist.
So, why does this matter? Why simulate the end of everything if it's practically impossible? Because false vacuum decay teaches us something profound about existence. We think of physics as eternal laws carved in stone, but they're not. They're emergent properties of quantum fields that happen to be stable right now. Our reality is a temporary configuration in an infinite possibility space. The fact that we can model universal destruction in a lab and confirm our theories shows how far human understanding has come. We can hold the end of everything in our minds, calculate its probability, and sleep soundly knowing the math says we're safe. For now. Or at least, we think we are. What scares you more? Knowing the universe could end, or never knowing when? Comment below.